everyone. Welcome to episode 17 of Crazy Bookish Asians. My name is Lainey. I am hosting today's episode or meeting just because I picked the book. But just a quick little intro. We are four sisters from Canada. All over. Really, we're originally from Toronto, but somebody named Elle is not here anymore. So we're from Canada. We're sisters by blood and marriage. I'm the youngest sister, as we've established on the last
I'm the
episode.
oldest. I'm the oldest.
So and we love to read. So we decided, why should we not start a book club? So now we meet once a month. We all take turns. We rotate and we pick any book. No, it doesn't have to be present. Like, it doesn't have to be current books. Like, any books we want to read. So this is my turn, but we'll do a quick intro. I'm Lainey. And who wants to go next? Introduce yourselves, ladies.
Hi, I'm Emmy.
I'm Lisa.
And I'm Al.
Well, hello. And we are the Crazy Bookish Asians. So this is kind of our Christmas episode already, right? Because December, the next one will be January.
I guess so it is. Yeah. Oh, and don't forget, we talk about spoilers.
Oh yeah, so disclaimer, we will talk about spoilers about this. So if you haven't read the book, be prepared. If you have, then enjoy the episode. But so the book I picked is by a Canadian author from Vancouver, Elle, who's her name is Melanie Ting, and the book is called I Hate Nate. And it's I think it's book number 6, but it can be read as a standalone. She has a series called Vancouver Vice, based on a fictional hockey team that plays in the minor leagues. So I guess the brief story, it's about I Hate Nate, as you can tell the title. The main guy is Nate, and he's sort of a player of the group who only dates Asian girls. And Camille Salang. How do you say that? I know I'm Filipino, but I don't even know how to say it. Salang?
Or Salang. I don't know.
Salang, yeah.
Salang, yeah. So
With Filipino accent, it's like salang.
Salang. I know.
Salang.
Oh, it could be Salang.
I like the way Emmy says it.
No,
So Camille Salang.
It could be Salang too, right?
Okay,
Salang.
Camille Salang is the sister of Elaine, my namesake. I'm going to read her book next because, Elaine, I have to read about it. So Elaine's dating one of the hockey players as well. So, and there's sort of, I guess, how to say it? So it's about them sort of, they kind of, as what the title kind of implies, that so Camille kind of hates Nate because he's a player and he only dates Asian women. They call him rice chaser, I think was the term, rice chaser.
I guess so, yeah.
So, but now he runs into some trouble because his rice chasing, there was a song that got made up by this K-pop group that actually talks about him. And then so now this sort of, they started protesting during his games, which ruins his game. And his biggest dream is to make it to the NHL. So he enlists Camille to help him out, to see, because she's good at investigating and stuff. And that's kind of where the story starts. I guess who went? Oh, Elle, I think you picked the last book, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right. So I guess.
So
okay,
first we're going to talk about, how we feel about the book, whether we liked it or not. And then we'll go through that. Each one of us will tell our side. And then we're going to see who we think could play the characters. And then we rate the book. Okay, so Elle, you start.
All right. See, I don't know if I did it purposely. I figured I'll wear yellow because I'm yellow inside, and then I guess yellow.
Oh, because because you're not a banana. What is it? Are you just a lemon? It's like
or
A
a
lemon.
banana?
I never heard that term, a lemon.
Yeah,
but-
no. I think bananas, right? I'm not a banana. I'm not a.
bananas
I'm a
are
banana.
white inside. Okay, yeah.
I'm a banana.
Yeah, Lisa is a banana.
Okay.
I'm a banana.
So, yeah, so I guess a lemon. I guess. Okay. Well, this has nothing to do with the book, but I have to say because I felt weird going into the book because Melanie Ting and I follow each other on social
Oh
media.
yes.
Oh,
So yes. So she knows. Oh wait. Before I forgot to mention this. I knew I forgot something. So yeah. So I chose this book because of Melanie. I think through Elle, we end up following each other. So I thought it'd be weird if she sees me just us like discussing her book. So she suggested this book actually, for us to start with. So she will watch this. She already knows it's coming out next week. So she will watch this. So, well, she knows we'll be honest as well. Like, we'll give our
yes.
honest opinion, like love it or hate it. So she's prepared for
Yeah.
that.
I also want to say, like, whatever our opinion is, it doesn't say anything about the author. If we hate or love a book, it's literally just our opinion about the book. So,
Yes.
Yes.
So
Okay.
it's
That one.
for itty bitty opinion, like,
Yes.
in this giant world of, like, the
Millions of
book
books.
world, right? Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. So it's our kind of like our yeah, it's our own thoughts and stuff,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, I mean, I did feel weird because I think, like Lainey said, even before she was interacting with our blog, we were following each other on Twitter, and because she's local and she likes to post food, um like, we've interacted a few times, right?
have you
So,
met each
and
other in real life?
no, we
Okay.
haven't, right? But I've always felt iffy when there is that kind of connection with an author, because
Mm.
usually I would follow an author after I like their book. Melanie Ting and I just ended up finding each other on Twitter back in the day. But yeah, so then I think that kind of added some kind of like a different, I guess, dimension to me jumping in. But like, but I think, having said that, I think, again, so this thought is just about the book, and how I feel about it. So diving into the book itself, I guess another bias I'm coming in like bringing into the reading is because the female male character, main character, is Filipino, right? So already a kind of like, that affinity with the character, because you don't often find the right representation in books, and I guess my thought will be kind of jumping back and forth, because I think Melanie Ting is Asian. She is Asian background, but she's not Filipino herself. So that all, to
She's
me,
She's
that
Japanese,
also kind
right?
of,
Japanese. Yeah. Yeah.
yes,
Japanese
I think
Canadian.
she is, right? Yeah. So because I've read like romance with Filipino main characters written by Filipino authors, um, and then I think read. I may have read another book with the Filipino main character, but the way they tackled it is very surface, I think. So, but here I realized, as I dug deep into the book, I think she really quite touched on the Filipino culture and everything. So that alone, like, is like bonus points for Melanie for like the way she, the representation in the book, which I appreciated. Um, okay, so I'll just put it overall. Overall, I really enjoyed this book. I'll put it out there. And there are things that I really like about it. Interestingly enough, the characters are too young for me. I often try to stay away from, like, the characters this young. They're in their 20s, like I think early to
Early. I
mid
think
20s.
23. I think is the
I
age
think
of
they're
the
Yeah,
pretty young, right?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because I think sometimes, like, they frustrate me. Like, because I think I still know. Like, I remember what it feels like to be in the 20s. So I try to make sure that their decisions, their actions are in keeping with their age, right? So, um, sorry, I have to refer to my notes.
Ooh, notes.
On that note, yeah. So the characters are young, a little young for my taste, but I have to say they acted their age without the annoying part. Um, the way they talk, the decisions they made, or just going through their thought process. I think it's in line with their age, but without me being annoyed or questioning their decision. I guess me that's forgiving them, or the yeah. Anyways, I actually like the growth, especially Nate's. um, I think that's a big part of the story is Nate's growth. I think in the that moved the story, right? And how do the kids say this day? Yeah, he is a little bit cringe, I guess, the way with his taste and everything. But But I think as you learn, as you read more, then you really kind of, you get into his thought. You get into his thoughts, and then I think as he understands why he is the way he is, you kind of also start understanding him the way he is. Um, I actually I like the chemistry. I mean, I don't know. It's it's cute. Like, from that kind of semi friends to lovers, the way they talk to each other, like, are like, for me, that's like how friends would talk to each other, because they've had that kind of relationship before they get into that, before they became, like, partners, right? So, um, I appreciate the healthy, I guess, the attitude, healthy attitude around sex. Because let's face it, Filipinos, like Filipinos being Catholic, we have a lot of hangups, like in a lot of things. So, um, but Camille, I guess, like, she's got that healthy attitude, and actually, so does Nate. So I think that's kind of cute. Um, Interestingly enough, I think I may have missed it in the story about because the whole time I was wondering where the dad is, because you're only hearing about the mom and the aunts. And then at the end, I realized, okay, so yeah, he is out of the picture. And then it made me, I wasn't sure if I just missed it, but I just assumed he was out of the picture. Um, so I guess that whole daddy issue, I guess, the way it kind of surfaced at the end, yeah. But yeah, like, I was wondering the whole time where the dad was. Um, Anyways, yeah, that was
It's
it.
like
I thought it froze. I thought it froze for a minute.
Wait,
I'm like, oh, what's
wait.
happening?
Yeah.
She
Oh
lost her
no,
thought. She lost
I
her
know.
thought.
I lost my.
like
I did lose my train of thought.
that
But
was a little
okay,
too long of a pause.
But you
I
froze
know.
so
Yeah.
good. It was like, that's good. That's good.
Okay, so I didn't know how to segue to my next thought, and then I kind of just froze, right? But I like the family dynamics. I I was kind of chuckling because I think some of the family dynamics, the thing around culture, how she can stay over, like can stay the night, um, because of, she's not allowed really. Um, it
Did it
made me
bring
laugh
back
because I think,
memories? Did it bring back...
shut up, shut up.
I'm
I mean,
like,
when I was
it's
reading that, I'm
very
like,
relatable.
when I was reading that, I'm like, that kind of sounded familiar. I'm like, I may know some people, like, as in, like,
Sure, sure,
I
yeah.
don't.
right? Um, but even around the food and the grandma, right? I really like the food, the family interaction, the dinners. Although interestingly enough, I realized our family is not like that, right? Because we don't have a big family in Canada.
Mm,
So the Sunday dinners that they're referring to, I mean, we've seen it, I guess, through like family friends who we consider like almost like family, I guess, right? But not really blood family. So for that, like, I give kudos to Melanie. I guess how she captured that piece. Even the food that I haven't eaten in ages, like I think when she was talking about the machado, I'm like, oh yeah, like I haven't had that in a while. Like, so oh, and I like the hockey part. I like the, I guess, like how much more Canadian can you get, right? With the hockey like background. But I also like that it didn't get bogged down with details, right? Because I know usually when romance authors, when they dive into sports romance, it's a sports that they love themselves. But then sometimes I think they get carried away sometimes with the too much details. But I thought for me it was just the right amount of detail for the hockey pieces. Um, and I think overall I like that. For me nothing felt contrived. I guess there's no super high, super lows, nothing overplayed. Um, just for the sake of angst. Um, it made me laugh because I guess what kind of drove the drama at the end. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of creepy. But I was like, really, are like young Asian women really that? Is that how they are now these days? I mean, I
I
know
mean,
because
it's
like the social
possible.
media. right? I guess so. I think that's what it is. That's what I'm saying. The characters are young, right? So the way they use social media, it's like I see it myself, but I'm like, don't understand it necessarily, right? But yeah, so I think, like I said in the beginning, overall, I really quite like this one. And I'm glad, like, I'm glad Elaine thought of it, of picking up one of her books. 'Cause I've been meaning to read her books for the longest time, right? And I think I have several of her books. And funny enough, this is not one of the books that I have. So,
So now
so now
another
this is,
one to add.
I know. So there's one more book, I guess, of hers that I actually have now. So yes, I think. Sorry, I rambled. That was too long. I had to make notes to make sure that I didn't
No,
miss
it's good.
Oh,
anything.
it's
But that's
good.
how I felt about the book. Thank you.
Yay! Well, I'm glad to hear that you enjoyed it. Who wants to go next? Emmy? Lisa? Lisa?
Lisa, you go.
Me? Oh, all right. So I'm the opposite of Elle. I didn't hate the book, but I didn't love the book. And I think the thing is that I was the same with Elle, was that these people were too young. So that it was not relatable to me, right? So I'm like, was I like that when I was in my 20s? Did I talk like that when I was in my 20s, right? Because I didn't enjoy the way that Nate spoke, with the chick and and all that, right? And I have this big issue with men who love Asian women, right? Which is more of a personal thing
Like
for me,
only
but
like the
yeah, this is more of a personal thing for me, which I won't get into, right? But it was just something that kind of already it bothered me while I started reading the book, but I was trying to okay, just get over it. It's a story, right? So don't take it too personal. But the relationship between Camille and Nate was the sex was written really well. I have to say that the sex scenes were written, well, right? It's just that I felt that Nate was very sometimes maybe vulgar, but I'm thinking, okay, he's 20, that's how they talk, right? So I kept trying to have to remind myself that he was a young guy, right? I mean, it was well written, the book. I I just felt that some parts weren't really fleshed out. Erie, is that how you say her name? Riri, whatever. The girl who
Area.
instigated the
Area.
whole
yes,
Oh, Erie,
I
yes.
hate
yeah.
Nate, thing. I thought that wasn't that's a whole of the book, right? That's the name of the book. And I just felt that she didn't flesh it out enough because it kind of felt like it died off at the end. So it was kind of oh, it was this whole thing, and this is how they kind of got together was because of this whole I hate Nate thing, right? And it didn't seem to be really resolved other than the fact that spoiler alert, other than at the fact that they got back together at the end, right? Just sort of spite what, this Riri, Erie, whatever her name is,
Mhm.
wanted them to do, right? So that just seemed to me really unresolved. And sorry, another spoiler alert. The fact that they broke up, I thought that was I'm sorry, but I just was like, what? I know his suggestion was stupid, but for her to just jump and say, okay, we're done, right? I was like, whoa, right? But I see that she has issues, and maybe that's why she did that. But then when they got back together, I was like, really? That's all it took? She made such a big issue of it. She made such a big issue of it. She made such a big fact of the fact that she never goes back, and then he does this one thing which is not even that amazing. It's it was okay, right? And she's like, okay, I forgive you, we're back together now. And I was just like, that's it? That's all I had to do? After she made such a big deal and she had all her family not tell him where
He
she
or
was or how she was doing.
he orchestrated a whole thing, just
Oh, please
like
give
a
me a
whole
break, right?
event. That's not enough for you, Lisa. That's
give
not
me
enough
give
for
give
you.
me give me a break, right? So, but the fact that she went on, and then all you had to do was that one thing. And she, okay,
But
we're
that was
good
a
now.
grand gesture. No, it's not grand enough.
Uh,
You
It was
know,
based on a movie.
Sorry.
you know, it was
Sorry, I'm gonna.
rom.
Oh yeah, I hated that scene too. So
It's rom com, right? It was just. I was like, what? That's it, right? You just had to do that. And she's like,
They're in their 20s. They don't have enough creative
I
ideas.
was in my 20s and I wasn't that, because, his So I try to remind myself, okay, these people are in their 20s,
I
right?
would have
Be a
fallen
bit
for
more,
that hook,
be
line,
a
and
bit more,
sinker in my 20s.
You
be more
what?
forgiving, right?
Me too.
But I just didn't like. I just couldn't relate to the way they spoke. I definitely could not relate to the way that Nate spoke. It really, I
Mm.
was, I was slightly offended by the way he spoke. I just can't help it, but I just thought, like, there's a guy that actually speaks like that? Like, really? Because I've never heard anybody around me speak like that. And I've been around some, different types of people.
Wait, like which way?
So,
What kind of speaking you're talking about? Like,
like, the fact that he just, oh, that chick and her tits and her boobs, and I was just like,
oh,
really? Right? Like, that's really vulgar, right? And it's like she never called him out on it, really, and I was just like, I
Wait,
don't find that respectful, right? Even
did he
I know
actually say
he's
it out loud,
20.
or there were his inner thoughts? I'm trying to
No,
remember
they
now.
said it out loud.
Oh, okay, okay. Look it up.
Yeah, in the book, didn't he? I think he did,
I can't
right?
remember.
I
But the
don't
chick
remember.
thing, yes, he did. He said it to his friends who are just about as vulgar as he is, right? The hockey guys,
The
right?
bros, yeah, all the hockey
Yeah, the
bros.
bros, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I'm just offended by his speech, right?
Oh, cool.
But he did mature a little bit in the book, minus the whole, like, I ripped off a movie scene, you know. And the ending was just like, that's it, right? Like, I just felt that Riri, the fact that she didn't really address what happened to this whole, it just kind of, it felt like it, that's a whole part of the book, and then it just kind of died right at the end. But, you know, that was my thought. I mean, I didn't hate the book. I didn't love the book. It was well written. Like, there was no mistakes or anything like that, but,
So it's not I hate Nate. It's not-
Semi sorta hate Nate.
I feel lukewarm about I
Chemistry.
hate Nate.
I mean, the chemistry between him and Camille was like, it was good, I guess, right? I like the fact that they were like sort of friends before they became together. So that was, nice, right? But, yeah, I just, it was like believable, but not believable. And, the whole part of the book was, the I hate Nate. And that part for me I was disappointed that it wasn't more fleshed out, that part. Like, there was more of a solid conclusion to what happened afterwards, because the woman put an air tag on his car. That's illegal, man, right? She just put that on his car, and she doesn't get any, like, she doesn't get like a slap on
Repercussion?
the wrist, or they don't like address it with her. They don't call like, I would have just called the police on her, right? Because that's what she did was illegal, right? So that part kind of bothered me too, that it was sort of like just sort of glossed over, and that he threw out the air tag and that's it. Or whatever he did. He put it in another car or something. So yeah. So yeah, it was like so-so for me. It was like easy read, but it was so-so for me. Sorry,
Okay.
Michelle. Sorry, Michelle.
Michelle,
Sorry.
Lisa. No, just joking.
Just wanna...
Melanie.
Oh, Melanie. Oh, yeah, was that
Melanie.
Michelle? Melanie. You
Hello.
threw me
Melanie.
off.
Melanie, sorry,
You said
Melanie. I'm
Michelle.
sorry. I'm losing
You
it. Sorry.
threw me off.
Melanie, sorry.
All
Sorry,
right.
Melanie.
Okay.
Sorry. I
Thanks,
didn't mean to call you Michelle.
Lisa.
Sorry.
I know. First, you say all these things about our book, and then you call her Michelle. It's
I'm
like
sorry,
this.
Melanie. Sorry.
Thanks, Lisa.
Sorry.
That's good.
Don't hate me.
Okay, Emmy, your turn. Emmy's throat is
Okay.
hurting, guys, so she's gonna
Yeah, so
speak
I don't.
sparingly.
Use bullet points.
No, I know. I have a PowerPoint. No, okay. I'm drinking a lot of water, so hopefully that'll help. But I will say I did come into this book with a bias already, because guys, even though our family has been here in Canada for about 35 years, I never really got into hockey. So hockey was not, it's just not my thing. And also, the only book I DNF'd this year was a hockey romance, Icebreaker, whatever that freaking book is. So I was like, okay, but
Remember?
yeah, but so I already had biases going in, unfortunately. And also, I think I realized, I think during fall, winter, I don't read a lot of romance just because mentally I'm not there. So I don't know if that affected my reading of this book or what. So that's all I'm gonna. So that's how I'm starting off.
Well, that's not a
Okay,
good start.
I know. So I do have I have a list of pros and cons. So I think I'm going to
Okay.
start off with my pros first.
Okay.
No, maybe
So,
start with the con
yeah.
first and
So
then
yeah.
end
Start
on a
with
high note.
sure. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe
Okay.
Okay,
That's
does it make sense? No, I'm just teasing. Like you can start
you can
from
do
the
it
You
beginning.
any way
do
you
whatever you
want.
do it
You
however
do
you
you,
want.
Emmy.
Yeah, you do you.
okay.
You
So you
start
know
with the
what? No, no.
pros.
I'll start with the pros, maybe.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you
Yes.
Okay.
said. Okay.
So
Go.
I'll just try to. So I did like actually Nate's hockey mates. I thought they were all cool. Actually, even that guy, the Source, the
Sod,
Swedish guy,
sod
like
or
all of them,
sod or
like
something.
all of
Yeah.
them, even like the just the minor characters. I liked all the guys, and yeah, maybe their stories I'll probably read because I thought they're more interesting characters. And also the Filipino references that Loisa mentioned, I thought that was so well done for someone who's not Filipino. You know, she
Yeah.
had good sources. I think like
Sorry, I wanted
she
to say
Yeah,
that. I wanted to say that too. Her Filipino references were
Yeah, it
bang
was
on.
really
Yeah.
like I could
yeah,
as a Filipino Canadian, you know, it's like the stuff that she talked about, the culture, exactly what what you said, even with the whole Catholicism thing, how you have strict rules, even though the
No
mom
sleeping
probably knew
over.
what they were into, like what the kids are doing, but it's just that's just how it is, and like the food and all that, the importance of family and stuff. I thought that was so well done. Also, actually, okay. So my favorite part, actually, of the whole book was the whole mystery of finding out
Oh
uh,
yeah. Me
who
too.
Ari
Yeah.
was. Like I thought,
Here.
Yeah.
the way Camille did the investigation, and honestly, I think this book for me would have worked better as a mystery, like as a
Mm.
comedy mystery with a bit of romance.
A
I think
side
I
side
really
romance.
love
romance.
that part.
Mm.
Like the
Hmm.
way they tried to like just the investigation, like those details, I actually really like. And Hannah, oh my God, Hannah. I hated Hannah
Yes,
at first,
Yes.
but oh my gosh, she ended up being also one of my favorite characters. I thought like even for a minor character, like her character development, how she hated Nate first.
yeah,
And then, how in the end, you understand, like you actually, as women, we all need a friend like that who watch out for you and like, be the honest voice, right? To tell you, okay, that guy is like really sus, right? So I really like that part. And the Vancouver references, especially Loisa, for you, I know this probably meant to you more than to us, but I've been there once, and even just the little stuff that she mentioned, I thought that was,
Yeah. For me. Yeah.
yeah,
For me, it
it
was
was
too.
really
Yeah.
nice.
Hmm.
So okay, so now I'll start with the cons. I did not like Camille and Nate at all. I did like the first scene, the way sh- um, Melanie started off the scene. It was, right away, you knew it was not going to be a boring book, just the way it started,
mm,
with
right.
the hotel scene when Camille was trying to break up with her current boyfriend. I thought that was really well done, but I can tell from the beginning right away that she would not be my favorite character just because I thought she was really cocky. Like she knew she was beautiful, and she's like, "Oh, I know I'm pretty." Like I know she said that with a tongue in cheek kind of thing, but it almost rubbed me the wrong way how confident she was about her look. I think like it was almost like, "Oh, I know I'm beautiful," blah blah blah, and that's just me. Like I just thought, I like my heroine insecure, like, like
But that's the thing. But she had so much, though. I
no,
think.
no, I know, but that's my opinion. I just didn't like. I just didn't like it. I just didn't like
Your
how she was so
opinion is
confident
wrong.
about how confident she was about like no, like
I
even how she
think
was saying like, "Oh, I
so.
know I'm hot." Like I don't like that. And I don't like when a character says that. Like even for men, I don't like it. Like, "Oh, I don't know I'm
Really?
hot." Like,
I
and I
say that
know
every morning when I look at the mirror.
You know what
no
though? But
comment.
Nate's the same way.
Nate's
That's
the
why they're
same way.
Yeah.
perfect.
So
That's why
I
they're
think that's
perfect
why
together.
too. Well, also like
So
you
so
that you mentioned.
Melanie paired them well
Yeah,
together. They're
in that
both
sense.
conceited.
But to me, that's why I didn't like them, right? Because I don't like characters like that. Like
Yep.
Yeah.
that they
Fair.
know
That's
they
fair.
look good, which is
Yeah.
actually, I know. See, you guys don't agree, but that's just something I don't
No,
gel with.
I
And
understand that.
and
Yeah.
what else was I gonna say? Oh, look, Nate, I do have to agree. His character growth, I actually did like, because my God, the fact that he was like he just dated Asian women. Oh my gosh, I was just like, oh, like that was so hard for me to get over with. I mean, like personally, I've dated someone like that, right? And you're like, as soon as you find out, you're like, sorry. Like it's just as Asian women, like like Melanie wrote that part really well because she's probably been through it
Yeah.
too. So, and I know I mean, that's a good thing. Like he did have a character growth, but that was still kind of like iffy for me for a main character to be like that. And also the fact that
Mm.
he liked Elaine first. That was so off-putting for me that he wanted to date the sister first.
Yes,
No,
Elaine, he liked
because
you first.
so, for romance books, I always like kind of like that. Oh, that like the character knew right away that. But even in some parts, like like Nate was talking about how he thought Elaine was so hot that he asked Elaine out a few times, and I'm like, if I was Camille, like I can't I couldn't get
It
over
would
that.
creep you out. It would creep you out, right?
It's just for a romance book, And what else? Oh, also the ending, Lisa. I agree with you with the. I feel like it wasn't resolved because, yeah, like exactly what you were saying, that there was really no. I almost wish that Ari got what she deserved, and I actually thought
Mhm.
maybe, what Melanie could have done was actually for Camille to actually plot something that would make Aries' character exposed somehow. I don't know how it could have been
Oh
done,
yeah,
and
yeah. I was thinking the
that
same thing.
Aries
Yes.
would get the blowback. The blowback of what. Sorry, Elle, go ahead. You look like you want you look like you want to say
I
something. Go
know.
for it.
Hey, like there's some doing that, like I mean, like I don't know. I mean, I think for yeah, I guess I thought that was funny the way you said it, that like Carrie getting a like her comeuppance, right? So
Yeah,
But you
yeah,
know
no,
what?
that's what I want.
But I agree because I could see Camille doing something like that, like
Like
her
that,
character.
like her and
Yeah,
Hannah. That's what I was waiting
yeah,
for. Her and
yeah. I
Hannah
can
to
see
play
that.
some, especially at that end, the climax of the book, right when they had the hockey game, and then Camille ended up singing, which I thought was a really good part. The end, they had Camille sing the Filipino the Canadian anthem, but I
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
maybe she would have set up something for Ari to be exposed somehow. Like, because I do feel like after all the heartache that what like the heartache that they caused Nate, and the fact that she even caused the breakup, like I thought that would have been a good ending, unless Ari has her own story later on. I don't know if
yeah,
No, she's a
I
villain. I
does
don't
she? No,
think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
think so.
okay.
But like, but God, but Ari, come on, like Ari was just as hurt. Like I think
But I
they
thought the
they
whole point
did.
was that their happiness is sort of the revenge. That is sort of like they're
No,
just
no,
living
that's
their
I think
lives.
yeah,
the author was trying to convey. But with
right,
me
yeah.
being the vindictive girl that I am, that's
Me
what
too. Me
I would
too. Me
want, like
too.
yeah, no, 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 seriously, like yeah, like for just her to be set up, or maybe it wasn't even Airy. It was really the K-pop thing, and then it's like it gets exposed. Like, I don't know, but I do agree with the netizens of like in K-pop. That I can see that actually happening. That's something I can
That's how
actually,
they
yeah,
do it.
The
it's
Yeah.
so
fans
crazy.
are
Like
like the fans go
yeah,
crazy. No, they
especially
do.
in actually not even like in South Korea itself, like how the netizens are, right? Like it's really brutal. Like so I can see that happening. And I also didn't
But
like
even look
the
at like Tay Swift fans. Like they're
yeah,
crazy. The
yeah. Oh my
moment,
God, you're right.
like
Exactly.
I mean,
Oh my
that's
That's just
just
God,
like
something.
like
Yeah, like just what they
as
did with her ex fiance, with Joe Alwyn. Is that yeah, Alwyn?
yeah.
Yeah,
mm,
yeah.
but we
Like
see like the Taylor Swift is here this weekend,
oh
so
Oh
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That's
so
yeah.
right.
Thank you.
they've swarmed Vancouver, like
I
so
know. Same here in Toronto when she was here. It was
Mm.
like last
crazy.
week or 2 weeks ago,
2 weeks
right?
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also yeah. Sorry, and just the last note. I also didn't like the 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 scene at the senior's home. The say anything, right? Though that's what he was trying to do. Copy, right? The say anything scene with John Cusack. Is that the
It
I
was
one?
a
guess so,
little bit
right?
of
The boombox.
everything, I
Yeah, I
think.
guess
Yeah,
Yeah,
so.
it's not
yeah.
they'll say anything.
I
Yes,
actually would
yes,
have thrown
yeah.
up. I think if something like that happened to me.
So if my
I see the
brother did
eye
that,
It's
rolling.
like
See, it's
I
always
if
every
if
time.
my,
I
if,
just
Melanie,
if
can't.
my
I
what?
just
brother
can't.
did that, then you would throw up. Is that what you're
I would
saying? You
throw
would
up.
just throw up right in front of my
In
brother?
Even when
Okay.
he
in my
proposed, I threw up. I was
20s.
like,
Oh,
I
I
know. They
get
do
it.
something.
Totally understand.
I'm
No
so
problem.
sorry, Emmy. She's like, it's
"Bleh."
like,
I don't even it's like, oh, I love you.
Oh, my poor brother.
But see,
oh.
I like you have to remember their age. I would have probably like bought that
No,
whole
not in my
game like in my
20s. I don't even
20s.
see
No,
myself doing that in my
I'm
20s.
You
very cynical with my.
maybe you've been curmudgeon like Lisa even.
No.
All you have to do was call me. I'm like, yes, baby, I'll take you back. Can you imagine? It's like,
Well, it was
call
funny.
me.
Because I was thinking that I better see a big, like, grand gesture
Mhm.
or something like that, right? And then when I read it, and I'm like,
I thought the grand gesture might happen in the hockey game. Honestly,
I
that's
Yeah,
thought
what
me
I
so
was
too.
too,
expecting. Yeah,
right?
that's what
Yeah,
I
me
was
too. Me too.
hoping.
But then I think for me again, that maybe that's what made me too forgiving for this book. I checked it up again. I'm like, I guess they're in their 20s. That's the most they can do in their 20s. Like, I
Well,
don't
he's
know.
not
No,
gonna
you're right though.
propose or
And
anything.
it
I
made
mean,
what's that?
he's not gonna propose. It's not like
No, because they're young.
No,
okay.
I
no,
did think that
No,
part
no,
was
no.
no, no,
realistic,
no.
right? That they didn't say the L word to each
Yeah,
other. That was
yeah,
so
yeah.
good. Like I really like
No,
that
Right,
no,
part.
that
yeah.
if they had said the L word, I would have been like,
Yeah,
yeah,
because
there's a
then
little, yeah,
that would have been like, yeah,
Yeah.
like so because they are young. So the it is very well written because even for me, I didn't
yeah, it's
enjoy it
well
as
written,
much,
yeah,
but I still read it pretty quickly. So
yeah,
it's
Yeah.
just
me
the
too,
aspects. I think it's because I just couldn't relate off the bat with Nate and Camille. So
yeah. I feel the
I
Okay.
same way.
I think that
That's
is
how I feel too.
All right.
I know when Lisa was like, because she hasn't read it yet, right? So I was like, okay. I was like, okay, we don't talk about it anyway, but I think that is about
I,
it.
I saw from her look, I knew.
Is that
No, I
it? You
had to
done?
poke her face. Yeah, that's it.
No, not really.
Okay.
I've known you for a long time, Emmy.
Thanks, Emmy. Okay, it's my turn. Well, guys, this book was a winner for me. I love it. Not only because I knew Melanie suggested the book, but this book is totally up my alley. Like this is
That's what I thought.
this is totally up my alley. Like I do like sports romance. I've read I think Kristen Callahan. I think she did that. She wrote that other hockey. Was it
Right. And
Kristen
L
Callahan?
L
L.
Yeah, she has
Kennedy
a
Kennedy.
has
lot too.
some,
Yeah, she
yeah,
has a lot
L.
too. Yeah,
Kennedy did the other hockey
in MM and
romance.
in MF too. Yeah, both.
Kirsten
yeah,
Yeah,
Callahan did like a football one, I think.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's
Yeah.
totally up my alley. And just as a fun fact, my husband loves hockey, like literally loves it. So I actually understood what she was talking about. Like I do like the realistic portrayal of a minor league hockey player, who's aiming to get to the like NHL, right? Like that's always the big dream
Right.
for hockey players. And I like that. I do like the fact that she said it that they're not at the NHL yet because minor league players don't make that as much. Obviously, they're not as famous. They can lead more normal lives than like people in NHL. So I think she kind of it helped the scenario that because if you're in NHL, everybody pretty much knows you all the time, right? Like minor league, it's like you still have anonymity a bit because not
Did they get
everybody.
televised though? The minor league games? I don't think I've ever seen
They
like
one.
not
I don't think
like
I've ever seen one. Yeah,
I think more like not like national,
Like
like
niche
not like
cable, like
yeah yeah.
like sports cable, I
Like
think.
I've seen
Yeah.
the
like
Okay.
maybe
Toronto
local or
Marlies.
something.
Yeah. I've seen a Toronto Marlies game. I mean, it's smaller scale for sure, like way smaller scale. But they're diehard fans, right? Like
There are, that's true. There are, yeah.
the same with like even minor league, even with like with the hot with
Baseball, yeah.
football. Like the Argos are like really big here in Toronto. I mean, I don't follow. I can't understand football for the life of me. I don't understand it, but I understand hockey, so I got that part. So I do have my notes as well. I will start. So I actually okay, I know the rice chaser thing is not a good thing, but I thought he's also kind of endearing. It's just me. I thought Nate was kind of I thought he was also endearing. I know that rice I mean maybe I've dated some rice chasers. I mean, I feel like if you're Asian, you've run into them at one point or another. But I am glad that they explained why he was like that. It is kind of weird for I mean, the fact that he was dating ESL students was kind of a bit odd. We're like, ooh,
I forgot about that.
No,
That's
I
right.
know.
Yeah,
I mean, that
it's a
was
little,
more than
it's a
odd,
little,
Eileen. That
that's
was
a little
cringe,
creepy,
right?
right? It's
Yeah,
a little
yeah,
creepy, right?
yeah.
Yeah, the whole
I
thing was a
know.
little creepy.
That's a little. At least he didn't. Okay, I know guys who only date like a certain Asian, so at least wide range of Asians, not like just
But he couldn't tell
He's
them
Filipinos.
not.
apart. That's why he
He's
couldn't
not
tell them
Asian
apart.
picky. He's
Oh my
not
god.
Asian picky.
But the best part is like when he thought the first Korean like chick that he dated was the first that her name is Kim, right?
I mean, not. I didn't know that they. You know what? I kind of felt like I think I did think that at one point before because
Sorry,
unless
but
somebody
as
pointed out.
sorry, just remind me of a story. When we first started dating, my husband now, right?
Uh
So I told him my name is Emmy Lou. So
huh.
he thought my last name was Lou.
Lou.
I was
He
like,
did?
yeah.
Oh my god.
Racist, racist. It's okay.
Oh my
Obviously,
god, my
And
brother.
he's Asian too.
I know, he is.
Yeah, but he's more cakey than Lisa, man.
I
Oh
know.
no, he's more
Oh,
cakey than me, yeah.
what did he say?
He's
I said,
he's
"Oh,
like a he's like a true banana.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he
definitely a
is.
he is
banana.
actually a real banana." Emmy, what did he say? Is that a Filipino Chinese last name?
So I was like, what the heck's wrong with you?
I don't
Now
know.
let's go out for dinner. And
Uh,
sorry,
and
sorry to interrupt.
and you
Lisa.
better be paying.
He's
So, I
been
mean,
paying since. That's what he'll say.
Yeah, don't you worry.
Emmy made sure. Emmy made sure.
Yeah, that's right.
Psychologically.
Okay, but I have to say, I mean, my husband, I think, has dated a few Filipinos, unfortunately. So I mean, I can't. So I get the whole Asian. I mean, what's not to love though? Asians are amazing. So like I said, the hockey description I thought was spot on. I like that they didn't win every game. You know, sometimes you win these like Hail Mary passes and like all these teams like they go from 0 to 20 like literally
Right?
like I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that the hockey.
But
I mean,
the,
she
but
knew what she
even
was
the
talking
moves at
about.
the end, right? One of the moves in one
Yes.
of the winning game, I could picture it in my head. I was like, yeah, that was
I
actually
can't.
really good.
I said because I've been watching more hockey because of my husband. I think so though. But I kind of understood the whole thing. I love I love books. It's also set in Canada, Vancouver. I mean, it's a bonus that we're all Canadians and
Yeah.
have all been to Vancouver, so that was kind of a nice bonus.
I live there too.
Oh yeah, I know Lisa. Oh yeah, Lisa lived there too. Not just Al, but she's not there anymore. But she lived there for a few years.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, how long have you been there? 20,
Oh my
20
God.
years,
20
right?
years, yeah. Holy
Joe
cow.
and I were just talking this morning. We just realized this year is the 20th year now
Wow.
that
Really?
we're
Oh my
living.
god,
Yes.
have you been
So
there
That's
that means
longer
crazy.
I've
than
been
Toronto?
that means I've been away for almost 20 years. That means because
How
you
long were
came
you
Exactly.
there
around when I
for?
left.
Lisa, how long were you in Vancouver for?
Almost 7 years,
7
6 years, six
years.
and a half years.
And that
Yeah.
means like Lainey said, I've lived now longer in Vancouver than I've lived in Toronto.
Yeah.
That's
That's
crazy.
true.
Crazy.
That's true. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, it's crazy. I know. I wish those restaurants that she was talking about were real. I mean,
The
yeah,
ice cream
I mean,
shop
you're right.
was. I checked it out. The ice cream shop, the old school ice cream
Oh, is it?
shop. Yeah,
Oh, that
I
one is?
yeah, I checked it. It actually exists.
Oh, did
So
you? Okay.
yeah,
Oh, see, I wasn't sure because I was like, oh, I would have liked to go there, right? Like,
yeah, like the malt
but I
shop.
didn't Google. But it's nice, like when they're talking about the streets and then even the Broadway stop. I'm like,
Yeah. I was
right?
You
like
know,
I'm like,
familiar.
I
Yeah.
know
I
where
was
that.
like, oh
I'm like, I
yeah,
know where that is.
you know
I know where that
exactly.
is too.
Um, yeah, I think that we all pointed out her Filipino portrayal was pretty accurate. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I know some of them will seem stereotypical, like the singing and like working in a nursing home. But again, though, but they're actually very
I
accurate.
Some of them
know.
are
Like,
true, right? Some of them are
And I
yeah,
true.
think, and that's what I was thinking. Even though our family is not like that, because like, but then you're right. Their stereotypes
Excuse
are
me, you do like
Mason.
your karaoke,
we
okay?
do.
Okay, well that's
Hello.
true too.
Hello.
But nobody
We
works
don't
in a
have
nursing
nurses.
home.
But we
Yeah,
don't
we're
have
not
nurses.
nurses.
So
We're not all nurses, Lisa. I don't
Yeah,
know if
but
you
you
know that.
guys all like to karaoke.
that is
I
true
know.
too. Yes.
So I mean, yeah, they're almost they could be sort of seen as stereotypes almost, but they're actually pretty. I mean, they're accurate. I find like this, especially
Yeah.
I feel like there's
Oh,
always a singer in the family, like not immediate, but there's always somebody who could
that's
sing
true.
at the end of the day.
But
Mhm.
did you guys find it weird that because I think she like every time like Camille will describe herself, she actually put a gender on her thing. She calls herself Filipina, right? Um but for us, it's just, I don't know. I mean, I guess that's really the correct way of saying it, but like in her head, because I think, okay, for me, growing up in the Philippines, Filipino has been passable for both male and female, so
Yes.
I don't bother saying I'm Filipina. I
Right,
just say I'm
right.
Filipino, right? But I think Camille makes to a point to say that she's Filipina,
Right.
Oh, I
so
didn't even notice
Mm,
that. Yeah.
I didn't notice
I
either.
didn't either.
Here. Oh yeah. So yeah, I like that you do get the explanation of why each character, like yeah, like you, there's a backstory, like her daddy issues, which I figure maybe they explain more in Elaine's book. I feel like they may
oh,
have
you
touched.
think? Oh,
I
could be
think so. It feels
her.
like they may have touched it more there, because she has
Ah,
daddy issues too, but like the opposite. They've touched it on that kind of. She became super
right,
free, and Elaine became super conservative. Like, so I feel like she may have touched it on more there. I do like the fact that they both kind of encouraged each other, like the characters, like they're always kind of supportive of each other, right? Like the
right.
juvenile, and it make honestly, I think Melanie is now going to be added to my a new like fave author. Like I really like the style. I know again this is just hit for me. Like the book hit. I actually found myself like savoring it. Like sometimes when you read it too fast, I stop
Right.
like
Yeah, yeah,
before
yeah,
ending it
yeah,
because I'm like
yeah.
I don't want to end
Yeah,
it too fast.
yeah.
So I kind of once I find out I knew I liked the book. So there are some cons that I wrote. So it did seem like Nate has an Asian fetish because sometimes when she explains about like, oh my god, Camille is so beautiful. It's almost like, dude, it's almost like a caricature almost. Like the way just like every time like, oh, Camille looks so hot all the time. Her top and like her like, okay, we get it. You think she's hot.
It was like they were both very vain. I found they were both very vain.
Yes, yeah.
Both characters are very, and so that's why I also didn't really like them because they were just too vain for
Oh.
me.
Oh really?
Yeah,
See, I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
it's
the,
confident.
really?
I like confident characters. I think
I
I
don't. I
liked
didn't.
it.
I like confident characters, but there's confidence and then there's vanity, right? I don't like vain people. I don't mind confident
Hmm.
people, but I have
But
an
I
I don't
issue
think
with
she
people
was
that
vain
are.
though. See, that's the thing. Oh, okay.
I
but
See,
I
don't
like I
know, a
feel like
little
yeah,
bit.
I feel like they overcompensated for the looks because they know they're lacking in other like because Nate thought he's dumb and then
yeah.
and what's her name Camille thought she's kind of like flaky, right? Because I feel like
Yeah. I felt the same way as you, Lainey. I think that's how in my head. That's what kind of like
yeah, like they overcompensated like, oh well, I guess I have my looks because they're lacking in everything else. It's like, but
And oh my god, and the things I think like the things that bug you, Lisa and Emmy, are in my head are forgiven because I think because I actually know people like that in real life. Like how like Emmy, you mentioned about how he asked, like Nate asked Elaine out first, right, before Camille, right?
it's
Yeah,
You
happened.
know someone like
I know, yeah, I know friends like that who ask like
that?
thing, right? So it's like too close for comfort, but I guess like I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know if it's just the Filipino
Yeah,
circle, but it has happened, and even the way they look, like how some people I know, like women who are like the way Camille is, like the way she's always dressed to the nines and all that, like I guess
No, I know. I
that's
honestly
why.
yeah,
agree. But I think with me,
I
because
understand that.
I've had like not good experience, even just with what my daughter's going through with the girls in her life, the girls in my life that are like that.
Right.
I've always that's why I think maybe that's it's a personal bias, right? Like what I've been through,
Yeah,
and I'm just
yeah,
like
yeah,
I don't like people
Mm-hmm.
like that because they are
yeah.
Yeah.
overcompensating for
yeah,
something, but at the same time, I think that is exactly that. It becomes overcompensation that they to me in my head they sound cocky. I'm
right.
like, girl, it's not all about looks, right? I would concentrate more on
Yeah.
studying. If you're
I
really
know.
insecure about that, go to the library, okay? Just don't, that. But that's just me. That's my personal
Yeah,
bias, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, because even no, he did say like, oh, because for me, I forgave it because I'm like, oh, he met Elaine, because I guess he was pretty much asked. Okay, they reminded me of a book, Eloisa L by
But
Kirsten Ashley. Lucas Stark.
oh,
There's there's a Kirsten Ashley book. This character Lucas Stark, who I think he was the fourth book or something, or fifth. But before that, he's literally asked out every main girl.
Look, they're like, they're just, because they're just the kind of guys they were, right? Like, I mean, they don't. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
they
Nate has
just
asked Camille, like, said he even said maybe 17 times the charm. Like,
My God.
I mean, that book too, because that became an issue. It's like, oh my, when the girl found out, I can't remember. So it was one of the Rock Chick series, and then even when the girl found out, like, what, you asked out literally everybody in the friend group before her. So that was like an issue. So yeah, I kind of like, I feel like it reminded me of that, and I forgave that guy. So I'm like, okay, it's not too bad. He only asked the sister before he met Camille too, though. So I feel like it's a big factor. It's not like they were together and he asked the other girl and she turned him down, and then he asked the sisters, which I think will be worse. So
But if Elaine said yes to him,
yeah,
if they
but I
started
kind of
dating,
like. But again, with Lucas Stark, if the first four female leads said yes to him, then he wouldn't be in the fourth book. No, no, yeah, you're
that's
right.
true. I think so. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's always the possibility. But again, but characteristic, they're so opposite, right? Like Elaine is quiet and like a homebody. So that alone, you knew the relationship wasn't going to work out anyways. So, but yeah, so overall, Melanie, I'm a big fan of the book. I really enjoyed it. Not only because you told me to read it, like you told us to start with this book. But
Did
yeah,
you
it's
hear that, Melanie?
Melanie. But it's right up my alley. Like I like sport. It's light and fluffy. I haven't read a lot of books with Filipino characters, so I really enjoyed it. Mind you, because okay, I go through my reading droughts, so I haven't really read a lot of like different, like so I haven't read a lot of books with Asian leads, like Filipinos specifically. So I
Well,
enjoyed that
one
part.
of Anna Wang's book. Remember Anna Wang? One of
Oh
her books is a
yeah. Oh, I
female.
didn't like that
She's
book though.
Yeah, she's Filipino, but I think it felt. Yeah, I think Melanie did such a better job, like with the representation,
Portraying
right?
it, yeah,
So yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
for sure.
yeah. So yeah,
So
so win for me.
woohoo!
Woohoo. Okay, so we talk about do we talk about who we pictured as
I
the
do have someone I
characters?
pictured for her. Oh my
Okay.
Oh,
gosh. I don't know if you guys
I
watch
So
didn't picture
Umbrella
anybody.
Academy. Do you guys
Yeah, which
Oh yeah.
one?
Only when I come to your house.
Jennifer.
who's that?
Season 4. Last season Jennifer
Oh,
Ah,
Sawal.
oh,
okay.
oh,
Wait,
okay,
which
yeah.
one is she?
The last season. She's the
Season.
Jennifer incident. She's a
Oh yeah,
Jennifer.
she could play. Yeah, yeah, she's that.
She's perfect for the part.
Yeah, yeah, she'll be good. Good.
Jennifer Incident. What?
See the last season. Have you seen the last?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have.
The
Which
Filipino
episode?
girl.
But I don't
I
remember
mean,
that
honestly, I've
episode.
pictured like Shay Mitchell. Shay Mitchell, is that her name?
Oh, but she's
Who?
half.
I know she's half. I know, but
I didn't
She
even know
looks.
she was Filipino.
Mm,
half Filipino.
Oh.
she's
But
very
again,
pretty
Who?
though.
okay, guys, I've brought this up before. There's a movie who I think I even mentioned to Melanie that I love about hockey as well. It's called Stay the Night. I told you guys the movie that I kept talking about. Stay the Night. It's a Canadian indie
Oh,
flick. It's
I
about a
think
hockey
okay.
I think
player.
you did say.
Oh, well,
I've let
so
it
is
mention this
Okay.
10,000
like
times.
Canadian film is already niche. Now you're saying Canadian indie film is even more niche. Like
So the
Yeah,
guy,
sports.
okay. Well, the guy, because it was a white guy and an Asian girl as well. So I kind of imagined them, like Joe Scarpolino and the girl from Kim's Convenience. I
Jennifer
can't.
Incident. Sorry, I was stuck on Jennifer Incident. I finally remember which.
Oh my god. Okay.
Okay,
I've been
sorry, Elaine.
I've
You
been
were
talking
saying
for like 10 minutes. God. No, I mean she's not Filipino though, but she could pass for Filipino. Kim's Convenience, like the girl. Hold on, what's her name?
Oh,
The
I
Andrea
sister?
think like
Bang. Andrea
Oh,
Bang.
what's her
Yeah,
name?
Andrea Bang.
So
Andrea.
what about Nate?
Andrea.
I didn't picture anybody.
I know. No,
I
no.
didn't
I
picture
know.
anybody for the girl either, but I never picture
I
anybody, so.
I
I know,
didn't
Lisa.
picture
How do
anyone for
you read a book and
the.
not picture? Is it just like a
No,
name,
I
like
just, I
faceless?
just have I have an image, but I don't picture like a star or anything. I just have like a,
Okay.
yeah, I just picture, yeah. I don't picture like celebrities or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know who I picture is the young version She's done a lot of movies. She's done a lot of TVs, but I think she's older now. If you guys watch The Equalizer, with
You
Queen,
always mention the
The
equalizer.
Equalizer. That's right. With
do
Queen
I? Like
Latifah, right? Yeah.
yes. So yeah, so the Asian woman there.
I know that's like
I
the
love
fifth
that show.
time.
Is
That's the
it
fifth time we've
really?
mentioned it in an episode.
Anyways,
Hey, at least she's consistent.
oh,
She's consistent.
goes to show how much I
Every time I see the commercial, I should watch it. Loisa talks about this a lot.
Time you've imagined.
like one of her friends who always help her in her case is this. She's Filipina. What's her name? I just googled her. Lisa Lapira. She's older now, right? That's
Okay.
Oh no, the Behind You. You know that Catherine Hernandez book? The
Oh,
Catherine
oh, is
Hernandez.
this with her too?
It's just- there are
Oh, I don't
there
know
are other
anyone else.
Filipino actors. Okay?
Really? Like, who else? Like, so I know.
Gosh.
Just go through the Miss Saigon cast and then
I'm like, this seems
Oh
like
my
deja
God.
vu. I'm like, this conversation sounds familiar. Oh my God. Elle, you need to like expand your repertoire of Filipino actors.
But I'm so out of touch. I don't even know who like, the young ones. I don't
Are you
know.
are you gonna say Sharon Cuneta?
The young one? The Sharon
Yeah.
Cuneta in the 80s.
she's still around, I think.
Yeah,
Oh my
she's
God.
still
I
acting.
think
And
so.
now she's like making movies now too, right? I think she has a Netflix movie where
Oh,
she's like older woman, younger
No.
man.
Ooh, okay, I have to watch that. Okay.
I think it's a Netflix, right? And then
Okay.
I don't know why of all like she's the only actress that Joe remembers. So every time in Filipina, like Sharon Cuneta.
Oh, like they Sharon Cuneta. All right. Okay, should we go to ratings? We always end with else the equalizer.
Yes.
Like that show, okay?
Okay, fine. We know you like it. Okay, we'll go to ratings. L,
Ratings.
what's your
Elle.
rating?
I actually liked it. Like I said, I enjoyed it. Because I think finding how Emmy said, because I think she's not in the right frame of mind when she went into the book. Whereas I think that's what happened to me. I was in the right frame of mind. I kind of like the moment I had in my head how young these characters are. Like then I kind of then I adjusted my expectations to see how they will behave, how they will talk, and that whole social media thing. That's what they do now. I mean, like I have friends who are older and they it's not a joke when they say women can find anything. You give women something to find on the internet. I think that's true. So I like that part. But anyway, so yeah, so I think I was in the right frame of mind when I read this. So I enjoyed it. So I give it 4 stars.
Yeah. 4
Yay.
stars. Okay, who went after? Lisa.
Me, yes. Okay, so like I said, I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. So I give it a 3.
3 stars. Okay, that's good. Yeah. Emmy.
2.5.
Okay, that's good. Yay.
Yay.
So I'm gonna give it 4.5 stars.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, if Nate
Yeah.
wasn't really into like, oh my god, she's so hot, my hot Asian girlfriend, I probably would have given it a. So he does have a bit of an Asian fetish, but I forgive
Yeah.
you, Nate. So I have 4.5 stars.
So we kind of not hate you, Nate.
I know. Elle and I do not hate Nate.
No.
The other two do.
We don't hate it.
Hate him. I don't hate him.
Melanie, remember who love your books.
Melanie, I did not say I hated your book.
Yeah,
You called her Michelle.
They only kind of sort of Nate.
I don't know why I said that, but anyways, I did not hate your book, Melanie.
Okay. Yay. Okay, thanks guys. That was a fun conversation. And
Yes.
Lisa is doing
Yes, I'm next.
our January pick of the year. So Lisa, bring it to you.
So I chose a book also by a Vancouver author,
Ooh.
Katrina Kwan, and it's Knives, Seasonings, and a Dash of Love.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, and you can
I'll
borrow
find
Oh,
this
it.
at the library. You can borrow this on the library.
knives,
Yay.
seasoning, and a
Seasoning and a
dash of
dash of love by who?
love.
I can't read the
Katrina Kwan.
Katrina Kwan. Ooh, I love the Canadian
This is her debate
Oh,
book.
Asians.
This is her debate book. So the guy is Asian and the girl is I think white or something else. Yeah, I'll have
Okay.
to read the book to find out. Yeah,
Awesome. Okay, thanks, Lisa.
and you can borrow it from the library, like I said.
It's always
all
a
right.
plus. Well, I think that concludes our episode. Wow, we're right on time. Our episode 17 of Crazy Bookish Asians. We just want to say happy holidays to everybody since this is
Yes, happy holidays.
Merry
Happy
our
holidays.
Christmas,
Merry
last.
Happy
Christmas.
New
Merry
Year.
Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa.
As we
Yeah,
say in
happy New Year's.
Tagalog, maligayang Pasko.
Maligayang Pasko. Yes. Thank you for tuning in. For those, hopefully you enjoyed our conversation about I Hate Nate by Melanie Ting. And we really enjoy talking about books, whether you like it or not. We like it. So that's all that matters. So that's all that matters. Happy holidays, everybody. And yeah, we'll see you in a month and we'll be talking about Lisa's book.
See you next year.
Oh yes,
Yeah, see you next year.
guys. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Happy New Year. Bye.